Another step into the past.
So to get into it, we're going to take a look at the skill gems. I have seen in the last video, I've stopped answering questions on that video because, I've just been working on this. This video took way longer than I wish it did. And I'm probably going to drop it within like another 2 hours. I promised to drop this video about an hour ago. But, just got to recording. So we're going to get to, I'm going to show you guys the gems. This is the finished version, right? This is going to be the most expensive version. I will not make a cheaper version on this build. I spent plenty of time on this build already. But, yeah. So to start off with the skill gems and the gear. Some of this gear is not needed, such as Palm of the Dreamer. This is like a luxury item for me. This is like what? This was like, I don't know, 120 div or something when I bought it. This is more of a luxury item. You don't really need it. You could just use a normal focus with like, I don't know, levels or something, like added damage. But I just got it really as a luxury item. But if you do have Palm of the Dreamer, or decide to get Palm of the Dreamer, the skill gems that I have on it are Cannibalism 2, Vitality 2, Herbalism 2, and Mysticism 2. Also a really good one with this build was, where is it? This Palm, the Grinding Palm of the Eye, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Shrine Palm. This one's pretty good if you get as much extra cold damage added as you can, like added extra cold damage the first line. This one's also really good if you don't want to use a focus. But if you're playing with people, you get the nerf on the base life regen to your allies. So if you're playing with people, probably wouldn't use this. But if you are not playing with people and you're playing solo, I would use this. Next, we have Life Remnants, of course, what you get for the chest plate here. On this chest plate, you want % spell damage leached as a life, okay? Like, if you don't have that, there's no point of buying the chest plate. And another line that would be good is like life cost efficiency or whatever. But this is what you're gonna want here. We've changed routes kinda into the cast on crit, right? So with this build, we're gonna be utilizing the crit node more. We'll get into this passive tree later, but we're gonna be using this inevitable crit node more than we have been. We've just been using it on Choir of the Storm, but as you can tell, if you guys do play this build, you don't have enough damage, like against rares or bosses and stuff like that, because you're kind of just waiting for the bosses to die. So we're adding more to that, like comets, so that's gonna help. That's gonna help with DPS and mapping a lot. And yeah. So for Life Remnants, we have Remnant Potency 2. or remnant potency 2. We have harmonic remnant 2, and then we have rejuvenation. If you don't know what it does, I will pop it up on the screen right here for you. Okay, now for the big one. We have lightning bolt. The gems are different, I think. Yeah, I think they're almost completely different. I haven't looked at the old guide, but we have cooldown recovery 2. We have spell cascade, deliberation, concentrated area, and then elemental focus. Tooltip DPS does not really matter because I am doing way more damage than this shows. And you can do way more damage if you take off Choir of the Storms. I know it's not really a Autobomber, quote unquote, if you're not using Choir of the Storm. But if you want way more damage, you're basically just leaning into the cast on crit, area. But, clearing wise, I think Choir of the Storm is better for mapping. And bossing, I definitely say, like bossing and temple, I definitely say just use a normal amulet. But that's what I'm running on Lightning Bolt. For life tap, we have, not for life tap, sorry, for Spark, we're using life tap, projectile acceleration 2, pierce 3, efficiency 2, and rapid casting 2. For elemental weakness, we're using Dodre's Undoing. We have focus curse, ritualistic curse, life tap, and magnified area. I'll show you guys in a minute, but you might want to switch out magnified area for efficiency if you are really low on life, or if you're not that high level yet. Like I'm level 90. Like if you're not level 90, I'd say, yeah, if you're not level 90, I wouldn't use magnified area, or I don't know, maybe 85. You're gonna have to change your priority on the tree. Like if you're like 85, 90, I would use it, but if you're not, then I wouldn't recommend it. We have second wind 2 on Frostwall. Frostwall, just more bossing DPS, right? Because some of you guys were asking questions about that. So for more bossing DPS, of course, Frostwall. We're gonna use second wind, spell cascade, zenith 2, life tap, and then efficiency 2. On our cast on crit, we're using a comet, level 21. Doesn't have to be 5 sockets, just level 21. Living bomb, level 21, of course. Mine's level 20, but level 21, of course. Boundless energy, energy retention, and then bloodletting. So the reason we're using energy, boundless energy, and energy retention, when you use cast on crit, you see this bar up here in the top left. When you're using cast on crit, that bar has to fill up to use a comet. So since you're critting every time, that bar fills up way faster when you have these 2 support gems in. And then we have some energy on the support tree as well up here on the passive tree. So you have 8% energy, 4% energy, 4% energy, 25%. So you'll get your comets really fast. Next we have Archmage. We are using Lightning Mastery and Uhtred's Omen. Right now, Uhtred's Omen is going for, I bought it for 75 div. I've been waiting all day for this John to drop. Yeah, it's 84 now. It was 75 div like an hour ago. The temple stuff has been raising prices like crazy. If you guys don't want to use that, just use Lightning Mastery. It doesn't really matter. And throw some extra support gems in there. I don't know, like prolonged or compressed duration, or not compressed duration. I can't remember the name of the support gem right now, but just throw in some support gems. Doesn't really matter. For Siphon elements, we want Remnant Potency 2, Harmonic Remnants 2, Fire Mastery. And then for Mana Remnants, we want Remnant Potency and then Harmonic Remnants 2. And that's it for our support gems. Remember, you do not need Palm of the Dreamer. And also, I'll switch to weapon set 2 here for this. You can use a staff if you want more damage. If you just want more flat damage, I have a +7 staff here with lightning damage, extra damage is fire, extra damage is lightning. If you remove that gain 57% extra damage is lightning, and change that for cold damage, this staff would be like perfect. But it is crazy as it is. Try to get like a +6 to a +7 in levels. This wand is pretty good. You want to right here. So on this wand, let me clarify. You want to prioritize extra damage is cold, levels, crit hit chance, and cast speed. Okay, those 4 things you want to prioritize. On the rings, you want a ring like this, like these 2. But if you can get % increased life and more 2 life instead of more mana, that'd be great. My rings right now are just rarity, really. Like, yeah, both of my rings are just cast speed, rarity, and res, and then spell damage when energy is full. When on full energy shield. So that's a big increase in damage here, since of course I don't lose energy shield by attacking. So yeah, that's like a little 50% damage boost, almost like 47% damage boost. And then just hella rarity. My rarity right now is at, let's see, let me do spark. My rarity right now is at 123%. So I have 120% rarity, which is not bad. Right over here, the amulet that I'd recommend running over Choir of the Storm. But if you really, really, really want to use Choir of the Storm, I mean, be my guest, of course. But the amulet I would consider running over Choir of the Storm is a strength stacking amulet with spirit and percent life. So you want strength, spirit, of course, on the base, and the implicit. Don't know why I can remember that name. On the strength, on the base and the implicit. So percent increased life. I know there's a lot of percent increased mono ones. If you can find a percent increased life, it goes for a lot. But like a 6% and higher, it's really good. Rarity doesn't really matter. +3 all spells. Like you want +3 or +4. There's only, like when I bought this, there was only one +4 on the market. But yeah, and then I have just mono, which doesn't really matter. It's just on there. And I'm using sudden escalation. So in my old passive tree, I believe I was using, where is it? It was a sudden escalation. Sudden. So I was using these 3 nodes, I think, or these 3 nodes, one or the other, for the increased critical hit chance on spells, and then increased cast speed if you dealt a crit recently. I did put that on the amulet. I threw that on the amulet so I could save like 3 points, and then I went down and got the critical overload and pure energy for the ES. But before we get to that, I am stacking. What was I looking at? Yeah, I am stacking just, strength, spirit, all that good stuff. And if you have enough spirit as well, you could change this helmet out for a Xeris one for this one, the Vertex. This one's really good as well. I will probably be doing that. I don't think I will be using Jade, Choir of the Storm. I will most likely just be using the Solar Amulet and then the Vertex Mask. But that's just personal preference, of course. I am doing ES on the gloves. Like you want at least maybe 200 ES. I have 79% increased and then +50. I have rarity, critical damage bonus, and then cold res. I have a headhunter, nothing special, 1 charm slot. Like just get the cheapest one you can. I have ES, more ES on the sandals. I have 340 ES on the sandals. I have 95% increased ES for extra 35% movement speed, plus 55 ES, 18 rarity, cold, lightning res, You guys seen the palm of the dreamer. My main wand right now, almost all T1, like 2 T3 mods. We are running triple gain, +5, crit hit chance, and then cast speed. It was like a really, really, really good wand. This cost me about 90 div, I think. 90 to 100 div. I got an Olroth. I have sold 2 Olroths, and I bought one for myself later on. They are raising in price. I think that one was about 80 div. You can still get this flask for pretty cheap. And yeah, that's about the gear at the moment. So yeah, let's move on to the passive tree. Well, first, let's move on to the jewels, because I know some people were asking about that first, and it'll be quicker than the passive tree, since I'm going to explain the passive tree in great detail, because, this is like the last video, so I'll do you guys a favor and not skip through anything. Let's see. Okay, so I believe this is all the jewels. Double check. Nope, we have one here. The Heart of the Woe. Okay. So, jewels. We are running spell damage. We are running percent increased spell damage, I should say. We are running percent increased crit damage bonus, ES and ES recharge. The maximum mana on kill does not matter. It's just on there. We have percent increased spell damage, crit hit chance, mana regen, and then triggered spells deal percent damage. This only really matters if you're using Choir of the Storm. And I guess it works with comets too, I believe. I'm not sure. We have Heart of the Well Diamond with movement speed, damaging elements, does not matter. First two lines don't matter. We have 15% of leeches instant, which is really important. You want that if you're running Oracle, since you don't have the same luxuries Blood Mage does. I have made a Blood Mage character, but it's just a cast on crit with my own little twist. I can make a video on that if you guys are interested. But we do have an Adorned Diamond with 54%. I corrupted it. I got cold res and then percent increased cold damage. You can get Adorns with or decreased cold damage. I think I saw it was like 27% decreased cold damage. Of course, you don't want that. If you don't buy an Adorned if you're not trying to splurge, you know what I mean. It's not needed, but it is really good damage. We have 20% increased maximum ES, 18% critical damage bonus, chill duration, and curse magnitudes. Curse magnitudes is really good for Endless weakness, and then chill duration, good for Comet. We have spell damage, crit damage bonus, ES recharge, and maximum life on kill. Sorry, Sushi's thing is on my screen. We have, life on kill. Okay. So with those jewels, those are all the jewels. You're basically just going for critical hit chance, critical damage bonus. Cold damage penetrates right here. Yeah, damage penetrates cold res. That's really good as well. And yeah, Adorned. I would recommend going for Adorned with 100%, obviously, but like that's it's kind of hard to recommend when it's like a couple hundred divs. But next, it is time to look at the passive tree. So we come through here. We get this early, or let's look at the ascendancy real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. So we get crit damage bonus on you, lesser harm, crit hit chance, and forced outcome. You need forced outcome. You cannot play this build without forced outcome. We come down here. We get the grant 1 passive skill point. We get the walk path not taken, 1 passive skill point, and we get the notable non-keystone passive skills in medium radius of allocated keystone passives. You could pick passives in the big areas like this. But we come through here. We get this damage. Bam. We come through here. We get this we get barbaric strength and vulgar methods, of course. Need that. We get calculated hunter. We get blood magic, which converts all of our mana to life costs. Or we have no mana, but it converts our mana usage to life costs. So with that, you could actually probably remove life tap. Now that I think about it, from some of these skill gems. Yeah, you could remove life tap from some of these skill gems and put something else on there. Maybe just their masters for now. Or if you find something cooler, we come through here, grab this gem, grab this gem socket. We come up here. I had 3 extra points, so I got Storm Charge. This is 40% increased LE damage if you dealt a crit recently, and you get 15% crit hit chance. Really good damage. Grab this jewel socket. We come up here. If you're level 96, you can come up here and grab Cower before the first ones. I'd go increased damage, increased cold damage, and then increased fire, cold, lightning, chaos, and fizz. We go up here. We get the enhanced barrier. We get that temporal mastery, of course, for blink. I'm not using blink right now, but this does help with what do we call it? With cooldown. We have Dex. This helps with cooldown on Choir of the Storm. We go down here. We put our Adorned here. Doesn't really matter where you put it really, but I put it here. We go down, down, down. We grab this. We get the critical overload. 15% crit hit chance for spells. 15 increased spell damage if you dealt a crit recently and where it was critting. We have plus 30% to extra, not plus 30%, 30% increased maximum ES. So that gives us, I don't know how much ES. You can see it there on the top right. We come through here. We come back up. We come through here. We get controlling magic, 25% increased crit hit chance for spells. Hits have 25% reduced critical hit chance against you. We grab the Soul Ruin Sapphire socket. This is where I put my damage penetrates cold. We come down here. We get careful assassin, reduced reduced critical damage bonus, 15% increased crit hit chance. Really good pickup. We come here. This is where the energy meta skills are. Bam, bam, bam. Get your combats faster. We come straight down here. Get our jewel socket. We go up, and we get our true strike for the jugular and deadly force. Of course, crit nodes. The good stuff. We come back through towards the meta skills. We come straight down. Get our extra jewel socket. We come right here. We get heart stopping, and then we get heart breaking, and then we come down, and I'm gonna grab. My plan is to grab this jewel socket and this jewel socket, but that's for later, of course. You can if you're not using Choir of the Storms, you can take away these 3 points. You can take away these 3 points. You can come through here. That's 6 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a jewel socket. And then when you hit 96, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you get your second jewel socket. So if you want to finish the entire passive tree, you got to be at least level 96. But this is what I'm working with at the moment in time. You could also remove these 4 points, I guess. Once you're level 90, I'd remove these 4 points. You could also just get that there. But it's really up to you. But yeah, that's the passive tree. I think I've gone over pretty much everything now, and everything works. I do remember one question vividly that I low-key just didn't answer. Don't know why, but somebody using the other build was wondering why we picked up one of these skills over here. Why we picked up Wild Surge Incantation. So you pick up Wild Surge Incantation to grab this socket right here, Profane Commander, for the 4% increased spirit. And that spirit lets you, that spirit gives you just enough spirit. I believe 230 or something to run your, whatever you call it. To run your one of your spirit gems. So that's the one reason. There's another question that was asked. Well, no, that wasn't really. I answered most of the questions on the video. But yeah, that's what I'm working with right now. We are frying and flying through maps. We are, of course, doing temple, all that good stuff. I'm not going to show you guys my temple yet. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise in one of my new upcoming videos. But we are making bank. And then we are going to liquidate later on. This is currently my currency after buying all the gear for this video. So now that I am poor, for your guys' sake, please make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord in the pinned comment. I will be making videos and I will be giving updates on there. I am supremely active because I have no life. And yeah. Oh, also, make sure you guys' stuff is quality. Make sure your skill gems are quality. Make sure they're all 21. And yeah. That's all the advice I can give you guys. If you guys did enjoy or have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. I will be answering questions for about a week. And then I will be MIA. So, yeah. I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. Happy 2026. Hope you guys' days, weeks, month, year, as a matter of fact, goes great. Because mine's doing good so far. And I wish the best on all of you. And yeah, I'll see y'all.